Meanwhile, the Northern Alliance in Nelson Mandela Bay is threatening to leave the DA-led coalition and is currently in talks with opposition parties, including the ANC. If the Northern Alliance were to withdraw its 3 councillors from the coalition government, the DA would be left without a majority in the 120-member council with only 59 seats. Newzroom Afrika's Siphosethu Booi has a story.
Interesting times for the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay. You will recall just last year, around September, the newly elected mayor was Retief Odendaal, who is a DA councillor, and he's now leading the coalition here in the metro. And just in previous months, the Nelson Mandela Bay residents, of course, saw themselves in a bit of a mystery as far as what could possibly be the outcomes of that particular council meeting that saw DA Mayor Retief Odendaal being the elected mayor for that particular coalition. But now, NA Speaker and President Mr. Gary van der Kerk is coming in, putting a bit of a threat as far as that particular DA-led coalition is concerned. The reasons behind those particular threats we will hear straight from the Speaker of Council, Gary van der Kerk. Mr. van der Kerk, thank you very much for making time to speak to us this morning. Please talk to us in terms of what we're reading, and what we understand is that the NA now wants to leave the DA-led coalition.
Thank you very much for taking the time out to do this interview. Look, it's actually more complicated than that. Around about last year, when we formed the coalition, I think it was in September of 2022, and we got the position of Speaker as the Northern Alliance. And at that time already, we made it clear to the DA that we would like to deliver services to the people of the northern areas. That's our constituency. And those negotiations were ongoing, and recently the mayor did a mayoral committee reshuffle, and we expected him to make good on his promise then, and he hasn't. He also removed constituency services from the Speaker's office and made that a directorate on its own, and which meant that as far as delivering services, the Northern Alliance couldn't deliver any services to its constituency. And the people have been very critical. Our constituency has been very critical of the Northern Alliance, saying that we are not doing anything for the community. And it's slightly justified that we haven't been able to do what we're supposed to do and what they elected us to do. And based on that, the other parties, the opposition, have actually engaged us, and they've nominated us for positions. Should we form a coalition with them? We haven't pronounced anything yet. We're still in talks with him, and it's premature to say that we will take any positions right now, but yes, that we want to deliver services to our constituency, which is the northern areas of Port Elizabeth, of Gqeberha, which actually, if you took a drive through there, people are living in squalor. It's not a nice scene